All right, guys, let's talk about this Ja Morant news. Got suspended for one game after the, do I say passive-aggressive or just pretty direct response to a question from the reporters after the game talking about, the coach is playing me or whatever. And then there was reports from Grizzlies insiders saying that Ja and Tuomas Asalo had a bit of an exchange afterwards. Asalo was talking about Ja's leadership. He suspended one game. And this comes off the back of a Laker game where the guy was really disengaged. Now, I want to say first off, it is possible that this could just be a blip on the radar and things can go smoothly for Ja and the Grizzlies after this. But we know it has not been smooth up to this point. And in this Laker game, especially in the second half, he doesn't touch the paint in the third quarter until I think it was 2 minutes left for a paint fadeaway on Vando. He had, I want to say, 2 or 3 threes off the dribble on screen actions in that third where the Lakers are just telling him go ahead pretty much on these. And then one transition play where his body language was so just nonchalant as he was jogging to the corner as Cam Spencer was bringing the ball up court, where I feel like if Ja would have turned on the Jets, maybe he would have been able to score, but he would have been able to put pressure on the rim, maybe somebody else gets a shot, whatever. Cam Spencer ended up taking a 3, if you care. Also another play where he got Austin Reeves on a switch and just kind of didn't do anything, and he threw it to Jalen Wells, and then the play was reset with 7 seconds left. Okay. Look, we know the context with Ja, okay? Regardless of how you feel about the Instagram suspension stuff, personally, I think 25 games was, a lot for that. I wouldn't have predicted 25, but okay, it was 25. He, last year, was missing, every third or fourth game or whatever it was. This year, well, actually, and in between that, we, of course, had the coaching changes where the offense for everybody was not ideal for Ja. All the off-ball movement, not running as many screens, it's been done to death. And again, just missing a lot of time last year, simply not being the player that we would have projected that he would be at this point based on a few years ago. But again, there were missed games, there were suspensions. There was also, if you want to just look at the box score numbers, the Grizzlies have had a mentality for years now of we're going to use our depth. We're not going to have one guy play excessive amounts of minutes, so that will affect the box score numbers some. But regardless, the projection that you could have had on Ja when he was dropping 40-point games against the Warriors in that round 2 series before they went down many years ago now. He was all NBA something. He's simply not the player you would have thought based on what it looked like at that time, 22 years old. As I say that, he's had a few really good games this season, but the lack of a 3 ball definitely holds him back. He's got offers from 3 in some of these games. But still, we know the pressure he can put on the rim, and again, they've reworked it more to more pick-and-roll heavy stuff, and so the idea is just more time, being healthy. He could have, or still can, I should say, just be better than he's been the last couple of seasons. And again, for his sake and the Grizzlies' sake, you would hope that this is just a blip on the radar. And it can be just a blip on the radar. But the other thing I want to get into is this. All the context around Ja. He has 2 years on his contract after this season. And we do have a bit of time until extension talks would start there. But depending on how the near future goes here after this, you talk about probably one of the more fascinating extension talks that you can have in the NBA, because you know that Ja and his representation view him as a max guy. It's just, we start the negotiations, give me everything you can give me, I sign on the dotted line, we move on. Are we sure the Grizzlies are going to view it like that, given how it's gone the past couple of years? Look, maybe they would. Maybe they would just say, hey, listen, our best bet of being a contender one day is Ja Morant getting back to the projections that he was on again many years ago now. Now, do I think that'll happen? No, I don't think Ja Morant is ever going to be on the level of Jokic, SGA, Wemby, Luka, the top guys in the West. But if you're a front office that's got to worry about, people caring about your basketball team and putting money into the team, having a well-liked star who at least gets you to the playoffs, and then maybe things break right for you, whatever, there's a reason to still want Ja Morant if you're a Grizzlies fan. I know there's probably people who are out on the dude. I've definitely seen it on Twitter a bit. And so they don't want to rock the boat. They just give him the max, and everybody clowns him for it. But what else are they going to do? That is a possibility. The other possibility is the Grizzlies are well, we don't want to offer you a max. And then at that point, who the hell knows what happens? Of course, they did max Jaren, and Jaren was their best player last year. It did feel like Jaren was going to get an All-NBA third team last year. That just didn't happen for him. But I can't get out of my head that round 1 series against the Lakers, man. They lost that last game by 40 points. And they couldn't do anything with Anthony Davis just protecting the basket the whole series. Yeah, there's different bodies around Ja and Jaren, but I don't know, it's a weird spot. It's a front office that has done a very good job of finding talent. Cedric Howard's awesome. Dude just doesn't miss. And he's got the perfect frame for an NBA wing. He missed some shots last night, but you get it. Let's just hope things go smoothly with the Grizzlies, with Ja. What are they right now, 3-3? That's cool. Anyway, have a good one, guys.